Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. My name is Danny, and today I'm your solo host. And I'm going to give an overview of my 12-week post-op shoulder surgery checkup that was about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. And this will probably be my second to last update in terms of where everything is progressing and how it's progressing. So get excited because that means this journey is kind of coming to a closure. But overall, and I will link these episodes in the show notes, the point and purpose of all of these episodes is to let you know what to expect if you have a surgery coming up and how to handle it. So, I had a shoulder injury from an American Ninja Warrior behind the scenes obstacle testing injury a little over a year ago. And I tried to just kind of let it heal on its own. And then I finally got an MRI for it and had to get shoulder surgery. That's the long story really short. But the big piece of it was I needed to have my bicep tendon reattached to my humerus and a couple other things done. So it's been quite a journey. I've been off my normal routine for over a year now in terms of strength training, weightlifting, the things that I love to do. And that has it's played a big toll on my physical strength, my mental bandwidth, like just emotionally, all of the things and the way that I'm used to living my lifestyle. Recovering from an injury and a surgery is a lot. So if I can help give you or someone you know a little bit of peace of mind of what to expect, even though everybody's journey is going to look different, that's what I want to do for you here. Okay, so like I said before, had my 12-week post-op checkup about 2 weeks ago. It's May 1st as I'm recording this. And if you're listening to this on the publishing date, it's May 2nd. So it was all these checkups have been fairly quick once I was actually seen by the doc, and they were looking at my range of motion, did a couple like strength and resistance tests for internal and external rotation in many different directions. All of that went really well. The previous checkup, my range of motion was only maybe a little bit past 90 degrees, maybe 100 degrees. So if I was standing up straight, lifting my arm straight up in front of me, I was only around maybe 100 degrees. This time I was very close to 180, probably 170. I don't know that it was exactly measured. But if you're watching the video, you can see I'm able to lift my right arm pretty far up, not quite as much as my left, but we're really, really close. So up until that point, I had been doing physical therapy about 3 times a week. And I don't want to say I was cleared from physical therapy because that verbiage wasn't used, but they were pleased with my progress. And they said that they really expected my strength to be about 90% of the way back by the next time I go to visit. So this was a 12-week checkup. That's going to be another 3 months from my checkup 2 weeks ago. So that's exciting. And I do feel like I've progressed well. There's definitely days and weeks where I feel like, oh my God, this is taking forever. Why is this taking so long? But overall, it's going very well. I'm just a very impatient person and I've had to work on that. So we're getting there. We're getting there. I think the last time we talked, I was lifting like 3 to 5 pound dumbbells for my like dumbbell bench press and for dumbbell rows, and maybe I was up to 8s at the point of the 10-week checkup. Now we're up to like 12 to 15 pounds pretty darn consistently. It's definitely slow and controlled, and the strength is not there, the stability is not fully there. Like, it's getting there. I can do those weights, but it's not like I can just pick them up and throw them around like I had before. So definitely pleased with that progress. I've also been able to do a landmine press with a 33-pound barbell, so that's exciting. And just to give you some context, like my kind of average weight that I can easily put up for a set of 8 to 10 pounds on my left side, or what was my right side before surgery, I could probably, so a standard barbell is about 45 pounds, and I could usually put 10 to 15 pounds, maybe 20 on top of that barbell. So 60 to 65 pounds total to do a landmine press. So really pleased. We're definitely getting there. I'm kind of trying to increase that weight by, like 2.5 pounds a week, put a little 2.5 pound plate on there. Every pound or 2.5 pounds counts. So that's exciting. I have done I can easily pick up a 45-pound barbell or a 45-pound plate and move it somewhere. So I can't pick up a barbell with a 45 on each side yet, not at all, but like we're slowly but surely getting there. It's still a very controlled, like, okay, let me lock my shoulders back, engage my glutes, make sure that all the other muscles that are supposed to be engaged here to pick this up are engaged so that I don't, overexert my shoulder in a way that I shouldn't. Let's see what else I've done. Oh, I did trap bar with 75 pounds total. So your standard trap bar is a 45-pound bar, and then I put 15s on each side. So that was really exciting. I did that on Friday, I think. Yeah, it was Friday for a couple sets of 4 reps. So very pleased with that. It felt like it was challenging, but it wasn't like I couldn't pick it up. I probably could have done a little bit more weight without my shoulder feeling like it was going to fall off. And I wasn't sore afterwards, so I felt really good about that. Again, that's something I'll probably progress by about 5 pounds a week, maybe 10 if I'm feeling really great. And we'll get back up to what my normal strength was before. I think my PR with trap bar was 220-ish. So it's going to take a long time to get back up to that. I'm not looking to get there, but I will be pleased with the progress of 5 to 10 pounds a week in that aspect. Let's see. And I also surprised myself and demonstrated a push-up on the floor last Friday morning. And I wasn't really expecting to do it, but I was like, oh, I can do this. So that was really exciting. So that range of motion is coming back. The strength is coming back. I don't feel like I'm pushing it, but I am doing the things that need to be done. Something I did not mention last time was that in addition to my PT and working on my own strength and conditioning and the cardio that I'd been doing, I had also started going to a massage therapist about once a week. And I feel like that was really, really helping with just passive range of motion, continuing to get, hydration into the fascia in that area and just overall soft tissue work. So if you are, you know, prepping to have surgery soon, or you're recovering from something and maybe you're exhausted, but that muscle group needs a little bit more work, you need some soft tissue work, maybe consider getting a massage. It's not like it's a genius thing in the moment where it's like, oh, this is changing everything, but I really feel like that once a week, in addition to 2 to 3 PT sessions a week, in addition to the training I was doing on my own, all those things combined really have helped to progress things, I think, a little faster than they would have if not. And again, I remember being stuck in a sling for a few weeks and you just don't realize how stiff you can get from not moving. So that extra little bit of movement, even if it's propelled by somebody else, I think was very, very beneficial. And I would recommend it if that's something that you can make happen. And even if it's not a massage where you're going and paying somebody else to do the work, if you can get a foam roller at home or a lacrosse ball or something to kind of help with some self-myofascial tissue work, that I think would be hugely beneficial for you. Okay, so where are we at now? I feel like, so with physical therapy, I think I told you guys I was doing 3 times a week. I'm going to drop it down to about twice a week for the next month or so, and then maybe once a week after that, prior to my next follow-up appointment. And I think that's about it. My nutrition really hasn't changed much. I think I'm eating a little bit more now that I'm starting to exercise a little bit more again, so that's enjoyable. I have allowed myself a few more indulgences, I think, than I usually would. I say that. I don't know. I've gotten into a habit of picking up some fresh cookie dough once a week from Whole Foods, like enough for about 6 cookies, and my husband and I split that over the course of a week. And then there's a local donut shop called Drip Coffee, and they do coffee and donuts and kolaches. And we've kind of had a fun time of it, going maybe once a week or once every other week and going to get one donut with coffee. And I've been trying some of their different flavors, and they've been really good. So that's been fun. So I have had a few more indulgences than maybe I normally would, but it seems to be all balancing out in the wash. My clothes all still fit the same way, and I'm getting stronger again and progressing back to what was a normal routine. So I will say it has been interesting in terms of the last couple of weeks. I've finally gotten 3 strength and conditioning workouts in that are about 60 minutes long, compared to it being really difficult to get more than 1 to 2 in. Some of that is work related and the fact that I'm a little bit of a workaholic, trying to be a recovering perfectionist over here, but it's very easy to let work overtake the time that I could be working out in sometimes. So I found that the last 2 weeks where I've done 3 workouts instead of 1 or 2, I've had a harder time having the energy to get in more cardio workouts. So I think I told y'all previously, I have an elliptical at home now that one of our clients was so gracious and donated to me. and it's been awesome. That being said, it's just weird. Like this two or three weekends ago, I did an hour of cardio on Saturday and Sunday. This past weekend, I think I broke one day up into two 30-minute workouts, and then the next day I only did 15 minutes, and so I'm still trying to figure out how to like really increase my energy to get back to the amount of workouts per week and the duration of time I spent working out over the course of a week. We're just not quite there yet. So some weeks it's been more cardio, some weeks it's been more strength and conditioning. I'm excited to have more strength and conditioning back in there, but I also want to keep some of that cardio up because half of my day here is typically spent at a desk. Half of it's running around upstairs and training clients, but half of it is typically spent at a desk, whether I'm doing administrative work for the business or prepping for nutrition clients, or eating lunch or whatever the case might be. Half of my day tends to be at a desk in front of the computer. So I do want to make sure that I'm intentional about getting in that extra movement so that I am hitting kind of that 10,000 steps per day or, 30 minutes to an hour of movement per day, whether that's intentional exercise or just simple movement. So those are some of the things that I am working on right now. Let's see. That's going to wrap us up for the 12-week post-shoulder surgery recap. Super grateful for all of my team members here and Scott specifically for helping me with physical therapy and making sure that I stay on top of that movement outside of my workouts and really pushing me to increase that range of motion even when it's not comfortable. So thank you guys for that and for everybody else for being patient with me and moving weights when I could not so that we could all continue to serve our clients. So that's a wrap for that. It is May 1st. We are cruising right into summer. Schools are going to start getting out. Schedules are going to start changing. I do have a vacation coming up, a little mini vacation, going to do an Orlando trip for a couple of days, mid to late May. And so I will bring you all along for the ride and keep you posted on how I'm keeping up with my health and fitness there. I do think it will be fun. I'll have to talk to my business partner, Ian, about this, but he just got back from a trip to Japan, and I want to kind of go over maybe just some observations that he had in that country about health and fitness and their food and just overall, I think he saw a lot of differences with movement and culture that I think would be fun to share with you guys to give a different perspective on this podcast. So I'm excited to bring you all that. If you missed last week's episode, make sure you go back and take a listen. If you are looking for some high fiber, nutrient dense snacks, I did a snack review for a couple different options, and I have another snack review that will be coming out next week. So remember, Tuesdays at 6 a.m. are when these episodes are published. So make sure you're subscribed to your favorite podcast hosting platform, whether it's Apple Podcasts or Spotify or SoundCloud. If you're not really sure, head to our TTG website, so www.ttgnwla.com, and you can scroll down to the bottom of that main page, and our most recent episode will be linked there. You can also text the word podcast to this number to get text notifications when new episodes are live, 833-432-2161. I'll put that in the show notes below as well, but you can text the word podcast, just the word podcast, to that number, and you'll be added to our text message list to get notified when a new episode is live. So that's a wrap for now. I'm going to pop off here and go prep for some nutrition clients and some meetings for the rest of my day. I hope you'll have an awesome rest of your day and rest of your week, and we will talk to you in the next episode. Bye for now.